Howdy, folks. TFL Truck here. We just got back from the Detroit Auto Show. Yeah, to my left, Andrei Smirnov, Mr. Truck, right here, Kent, and Nathan Adlin. And today we're going to be discussing 5 trucks from the 2015 North American International Auto Show.
So there were 5 trucks revealed, which is I think more than I've seen in Detroit before.
I agree.
Let's go one by one, okay,
All right.
and kind of discuss each one.
Absolutely.
So the first one, let's talk about the 2016 Toyota Tacoma.
Yes.
Basically, it's all new, all the sheet metal, everything a customer can see on the outside or touch inside and out is all new. But also under the hood, we've got a new V6 engine, 3.5 liter, Atkinson cycle engine, direct injection, as well as port injection. So we're very excited about that. It is mated either with an all-new 6-speed automatic transmission, or you can get it with a 6-speed manual that is also all new.
So, and the big question is it all new? This is what Toyota is saying, the Tacoma is all new.
Yeah, if you look at it, it looks like it's just extra sheet metal thrown on top of the current one because it's about the same wheelbase and length and everything else. But according to Toyota, we're talking about new engines, new transmissions, new body, new frame, new everything. And the interior is finally improved. The question is it really new, or are there certain things underneath the skin that are rehashed? And that, you actually got some information on.
So we actually spoke with Toyota people at the show, and so, like you said, they said they reinforced the frame. They said every body panel is actually different. The new interior, 6-speed automatic, the new 3.5 liter engine. So they're sort of touching every component. They're trying to make it better.
The V6, which he's talking about, is completely new, and it's going to be direct injected and port injected at the same time. That is their new deal for that. They did not discuss power numbers or how efficient it is, which is typical. So we'll have to wait until that comes out. However, I can tell you this, they are absolutely behind the fact that it will be a greener vehicle and more powerful. That's what they said.
That is that Atkins motor, the new one they're talking about.
Atkinson,
yeah.
I'd be remiss by not mentioning this. The Toyota Tacoma is by far one of the big stars of the 2015 North American International Auto Show. It is a practically new truck, and it has a new Atkinson cycle V6 that is going to have not just direct injection, but port injection. And they promise much better efficiency. And on top of that, they have a brand new 6-speed automatic transmission, and they'll of course have a 6-speed manual transmission.
Now, 6-speed automatic is going to be good, but is this really going to be something that's going to keep them ahead of Colorado and the Canyon?
Yeah, that's the big question. That's the main competitor, right?
Is that going to work? You know, I know one other thing I saw in there, they put a GoPro camera mount behind the mirror.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I don't know. For you guys who don't know about this, they have a GoPro mount that is standard in all of the new 2016 Toyota trucks. And so you could pop your GoPro there. And
from the factory.
From the factory.
Right.
It's factory installed. So everybody there can be Roman Micah and go off-road with a GoPro in front. And to me, it's a little silly, but it's a gimmick, and everybody needs a little gimmick, right?
Well, people are excited about it, I guess.
They are excited about it. We should probably move on to the next one, though.
All right, so the next one, 2015 Ram Rebel. So Ram says this is a unique package. It's basically an inch higher. It's got more aggressive rubber, aggressive look, front and rear, and on the side.
Ooh, yeah.
It's a light-duty truck. And I think the big question here is, where does it fall? Is it really a Raptor fighter?
A lot of you guys have been rather busy commenting on
right?
on the when they debuted, and understandably so. So help me with this, guys. Airbag suspension.
Well, do you see any Baja trucks with airbag suspension? I don't know. I don't know if the rebound's fast enough for it to be a true jumper like a Raptor is.
Right.
And they lifted up 1 inch and all that, so that's what I'd like to know. Will that really do something on
Andre,
road?
do you have a prop right there that we were going to use next to your left leg? Always better with props. This is actually a helper spring.
This is not a Ram spring.
This is not.
It's an
That would be
aftermarket.
probably
airbag.
twice the
Yeah.
size in terms of diameter. But what he's basically talking about is the rebound and how long it takes for that air to push it back
Right.
up and make it a level right again. And you know, these are much slower than a regular spring.
Yeah,
right?
right. That's what I think. You look at the Fox Spring, the Raptor has all that, the big oil reservoir. Those are made to rebound quickly and keep on jumping. I don't know about the air suspension. I've never seen them on off-road use.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to present the 2015 Ram Rebel, a stand-up performer, no matter how you look at it.
Now, I would have been more impressed with the Rebel. I like the way it looks.
Okay.
I mean, it looks cool to me. And if it would have had a 6.4 Hemi, I would have been more excited about it because then it would have had, you know, some power and all that.
Yeah, some more meat.
Yeah, right. Nothing wrong with the 5.7, but you know, it's typical of what Ram has done over the years. When they were called Dodge in 2002, when they first came out with the Hemi, they had the Rumblebee, they had the Daytona. It was just a bunch of plastic things
And
glued on
stickers.
there, 3M tape.
Right.
And people loved them, but they weren't functional. Well, this is kind of like that. It really looks cool, but how much of it's functional?
Well, it has a little bit better approach and departure angle, and it's a 1-inch lift.
Yeah.
I believe, am I right when I say that there's a rear drive version that you can get? I mean,
Yeah, so
what do
when we spoke to Ram at the show,
Yeah.
actually they're positioning this as kind of a sport activity truck, right? So, and they said they don't see a lot of competition for the Rebel, and I wasn't so sure about that part. But so what you get is you get you know, special for this package. You got 33-inch Toyo tires.
yeah.
New wheels, you
Yeah.
know, the look is there, right?
Yeah,
the
yeah,
new grill,
looks good.
Actually, new bumpers, power coated.
Didn't they have to change the front end to make the work suspension wise?
Right, so they redid the geometry on the front because of the
Right.
slight lift.
Yeah.
But you can still adjust the suspension. So when you're on a highway, you can make it lower. When you're getting in and out, you can actually lower it like a normal Ram air suspension
Yes.
would be. But they were actually talking about it's kind of a, you know, hunting truck, you know, going out on snowmobiles. Sort of, that's how the Ram was positioning this vehicle.
Interesting.
It does have a rear anti-sway bar, so that should help with the handling. which is-
I guess that helped, but here's the thing. I mean, you've got, okay, let's forget the Raptor for a moment, and let's look at the other vehicles it would compete with. Now, Tundra, TRD Pro.
Yeah, so in my mind, when I looked at the Rebel, I was like, well, it's sort of a TRD Pro type package or a TRD off-road package
right.
on a Ram. And another thing that popped in my head, Pro 4X from Nissan, right? Which is sort of a, you know, different suspension tweaks, tires, to make it more off-road worthy. And that's where I think the Rebel might be falling.
Now,
Yeah.
let me ask you both a question because I know everybody out there wants to know, and I know you do. The rear tailgate with that giant Ram written on the back of it. Is it not a little ridiculous? You can find that if you're blind. It is, I mean, it's that big.
Yes. Well, how big
Yes,
is that?
okay, Ram. It's like wearing a belt buckle that's that big. You know what I
It's
mean?
stamped,
How-
and it's 5 inches high.
How big is the Raptor sign, the Ford sign in front of Raptor? It's
That's
behind the
about-
grill.
Yeah,
so
I'm
this
just
is-
saying,
that's
I
kinda
am
how they're going.
write your comments, care of Kent.
Yeah, it's big. They want to show it. But you know, the Power Wagon is a real off-road truck. I really like the Power Wagon.
Yeah.
And so this gives them a half-ton thing to play with. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it sells. But it's coming out quickly, so it's probably going to get ahead of the market.
Yeah, in a few months, probably this summer, they said it's going to be on sale.
Oh, here's my final question with that. Where's the damn Hellcat engine? Why is it not in there?
It should be.
It should be there.
Maybe,
it looks like it should be in there,
Hey,
right?
Rebel Extreme, maybe? Rebel Extreme?
Rebel SS. Okay, let's move on to the Nissan Titan because out of all the trucks, I think it is the most, well, it's stirred up a lot of controversy. Let me put it to you that way.
Now we feel that we have this space in the market where our competitors have kind of gone more towing and more torque and more power out here, but they've left a space behind. And this is the space that we wanted to fill. This is the white space that we talk about, and it's really customer driven. Our customers came to us and said, hey, I've got a 10,000 pound trailer. I don't want to spend X dollars just to get a diesel truck. Why can't somebody build something like I had back in 2005? And that's exactly where we're looking to place this engine.
A lot of you are not very happy with the fact that it looks like an F-150, which it does, and it also looks like kind of a love child of a, what would you say, a little bit of Tundra in there and a little bit of, pretty much everything.
Maybe
It's like they tried
Ram. The Ram is there somewhere.
Yeah, they just kind of all put it together. Now, before we get started, I have to say this. There's a yellow one from the auto show. I liked it. I like the way it looks. He didn't.
I like the chrome, but that's always been a problem with Titan. They had that giant bumper on there. I thought it was kind of gaudy, a little too much chrome. But when they first came out with these, I was at the original launch in California. They only had one engine, one transmission. All they had was different cabs and links. And so they thought they were going to hit the cream of the crop. That's the market they wanted. Well, now they figured that out, that they need to be like everybody else. They're going to have a single cab with an 8-foot bed.
Right.
They're going to have a crew cab. They're going to have the king cab. All those different options, different engines. And you know, this might be the mix they're looking for. Now that engine is interesting because there's a 5-liter Cummins, which I guess Ram turned down. That's already an RV truck, so it's not like a, you know, something not tested. It's out there in a lot of Class C and Class A RVs.
What is it, over 500 pound-feet of torque, right?
Yeah, it's 555.
555 pound-feet of torque.
Yeah,
That's
310
impressive.
horsepower. So yeah, the torque looks good. I mean, it looks like it's kind of a midline heavy duty.
Yeah.
The frame's beefed up on the XD model. It's got that. It's got the 6-speed, and it's Aisin transmission, which is what's used in the heavy duty Rams.
right.
So and Toyota owns it. It's a very well made transmission. I like that. It's got 14-inch rotors, a little bigger than 14 inches, as all the heavy duties have.
Yep.
And that, you know, it's kind of geared that way. And they're saying it'll tow 12,000 pounds. Well, so does the GM 6.2 with an 8-speed is 12,000. Ford EcoBoost is 12,200. And so, you know, they're in that half-ton high end, and maybe they're going to come out with bigger numbers. They're leaving that open.
This is definitely one of my top 3 picks, and it's for one reason and one reason only. 555 pound-feet of torque. It's a brand new turbo diesel V8. The Nissan Titan is pretty much a brand new truck. Yeah, it looks a little bit like an F-150, but when you're here in person, it actually has quite a bit of presence, and I happen to really like the way the yellow one looks. But here's the question for you guys. Is there a gas engine that they're putting in there? Nobody's really advertised much about a regular, normally aspirated gas engine that goes in there.
And the regular frame one there is.
So what Nissan, and actually when I looked at their reveal, right, they had 3 Titans on stage.
Yeah.
You know, one was spinning in the middle and 2 flanking. They had the CEO of Global Nissan Renault,
Yeah.
Carlos was there.
Yeah.
So it was very important for Nissan. This truck was center stage. There was no other news that they really talked about during the presentation.
Yep.
And they're going out with a full line, like you said,
Yeah.
regular cab, long beds, everything, and 3 engines actually. That they
3.
kind of quietly. They're not ready to talk about the V8 gasoline engine yet.
Yeah.
And also the V6.
Is that the same one that's in the Frontier right now? So it's like the 4-liter?
He wouldn't tell us much detail.
You slap him around and say, tell me, damn it. Tell me.
Well, it's a lot of high tech in there. But turbos. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no! But the big question is, where does it fit? And they even have 2 chassis, right?
Right,
The
2
regular
frames,
Titan
yeah,
chassis
right.
and what they call the XD.
Yes.
They're not calling it HD. That's kind of interesting, right?
Yeah, they're holding off on that. Now, guys, we're going to move on because you just mentioned something in terms of where does something fit. And that comes in with our only concept truck of this whole thing, and that's the Honda. I said Honda, didn't I? I did, didn't I? Sorry, guys.
Okay, here we go.
The Hyundai Santa Cruz. This is actually a very special vehicle. It's not exactly a truck, it's more of a crossover. It has a 2-liter diesel engine that produces 190 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque. It's an all-wheel drive system, not a standard 4-wheel drive system. It's not built to tow, and it's not built to off-road. It is built to get muddy, and it is built to go up to the slopes, and that's specifically what they wanted to do with it, is basically make a crossover that you could drive every day and occasionally use the tailgate. Now, you can hold up to 5 people inside of the vehicle. There is no word yet on production. However, this is not the first time that Hyundai's played around with the idea of a pickup truck. And it is basically a crossover with a chopped off back that can hold stuff, and it has an extending bed, and it has all-wheel drive, and it comes with a 2-liter diesel that puts out 300 pound-feet of torque and about 190 horsepower. So there's a lot of interesting things about it, but it is a concept, and it took everybody at the auto show by surprise. Nobody knew it was coming.
Talk about the reveal. Remember when it was covered? Can you talk about that?
So what you're going to see in the reveal is it looks like it was covered with a sheet, and it looks like an SUV because they put a piece of plastic in there, and it held the sheet taut, and because of that, it looked very square, just like a typical SUV.
Yeah, I thought there's no truck here.
That's what I thought too. And so then they pulled the sheet off and they pulled a piece of plastic off, and whammo, you've got a tiny pickup truck. Now, I just got to say this because I'm very passionate about small trucks. They don't have them anymore in the United States. This could represent an all-new segment. Now, I know you're saying Honda Ridgeline. Honda Ridgeline actually competes with mid-sized trucks, am I right? It basically does go up against the
It's
mid-size.
trying to.
It
Yes,
tried
I guess
to.
that's probably, yes.
And in
one
a couple
step down.
years, they will have another one, actually about a year from now, and that one supposedly is going to be better. We'll wait and see. But I can tell you this. This is a truck that'll be affordable, it'll get good gas mileage, it has all-wheel drive, it won't go off-road very well, and it won't tow much, maybe 1,500 pounds is my guess, and it'll probably hold between 800 and 900 pounds in the bed at the most. But you could put a full-size motorcycle in there because it extends, and then you drop the tailgate and you're going to have enough room to put that in there. Why do I know that? Because they had it on a sketch. That's the best I can do. This is actually a very special vehicle. It's not exactly a truck, it's more of a crossover. It has a 2-liter diesel engine that produces 190 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque. It's an all-wheel drive system, not a standard 4-wheel drive system. It's not built to tow, and it's not built to off-road. It is built to get muddy, and it is built to go up to the slopes, and that's specifically what they wanted to do with it, is basically make a crossover that you could drive every day and occasionally use the tailgate. Now, you can hold up to 5 people inside of the vehicle. There is no word yet on production. However, this is not the first time that Hyundai's played around with the idea of a pickup truck. But the question is, will they actually build it? And I say, with the market completely to themselves, I think they might.
Well, you know, Santa Cruz really is a love child of Ridgeline. Spring break.
Oh, yeah, okay, spring. You had to work that for a while. Stretch that in there, put it in. Yeah.
So is the question, is it viable? You know, can this concept be built?
I think it can be built, and I think they can market it, but they have to look at their marketing in a different way. They need to go 50-50 man-woman, okay? So this is a 50-50 vehicle, and they have to show it for, you know, DIY people who like to, you know, buy a tree, put it in the back of something, and take it somewhere. It basically will take, it sort of fills the gap that old little tiny pickup trucks and certain crossovers and wagons that were cut with a small bed, it's going to take over for those vehicles, and I think that the market is perfect for it right now. Yeah? Okay.
I hope so.
Final thing we got to talk
the
about.
final truck. Right?
Ford Raptor, baby.
Ford is taking the truck to the next level with a 3.5 liter EcoBoost that's over, it's going to make more power than the current 6.2 liter V8.
Ford Raptor,
Take it away.
2017.
2017.
So I think, you know, Ford is, you know, they had to be in the game at the Detroit show.
Yes,
so
they did.
They said, here's our vehicle, the 2017 Raptor, which probably, they said will start production later in the 2016 model year, and maybe come out, you know, December or, you know, or even into 2017.
We don't know for sure, to be honest with you, but one thing I do know, 10-speed transmission and
That's big.
a V6. It's V6.
So
V6.
the big question here is it badass enough? Did Ford do enough? So they talked about raising capability.
Yeah.
That was the big tagline that they were talking about with the new Raptor. So let's talk about some of the things. So EcoBoost V6, next generation, they're saying over the horsepower level of the current 6.2.
Yeah.
Right. Now, you know I'm a big fan of the EcoBoost 3.5.
Yeah.
And in the half-ton line, they got rid of the 6.2. They put the 3.5 as their top engine, the highest towing one. I think it also points toward the Super Duties coming out, the new aluminum one. I think the 6.2 will go away, and that 3.5 will be their base engine.
In the
I
heavy
think,
duty?
Yes,
In the heavy
that's
duty.
my prediction. But I think all this is coming, so I think it makes sense in the Raptor. They're putting all their engineering, all their money, everything goes into the EcoBoost. Why would you not want to put it in the Raptor?
It's even in the Ford GT supercar. But
Okay, that car's.
All right, my top 3 of the 2015 Detroit Auto Show. Now, this is in no particular order, but I gotta go with the new Ford Raptor behind me. Why? 2 words. Well, okay, it's actually a lot more than 2 words, but number 1, it comes standard with the new BFG KO2 tires. If you don't know about these tires, they are awesome. They will get you through anything. Plenty of traction in sand, silt, mud. They are great, great, great. Second thing, a drive mode for Baja. I mean, this is my pre-runner. I want a Raptor so that I know that I can pre-run anything that I need to pre-run out in the desert, be able to get out there and get back.
Okay, but here's the one thing. When Roman's not around and we take the Raptor out and you like to jump it off of very large things,
Right.
you like hearing that V8 going, you know, the real guttural.
Yeah.
It's like a stadium truck, right?
American.
Right.
sound is
So
good.
the six is. It's a completely different animal. You know what I mean? And I know Ford knows how to build an EcoBoost. They do very well when we do the Ike Gauntlet. But is it something you want in a lifestyle truck that you want to really feed every sinew, every sense that you have going on? And I don't know. I'm a
It's
little
going to be
concerned.
interesting. I think they can work on the sound. They have a new full dual exhaust.
Which looks
Yeah,
cool.
That will help.
Yeah, big exhaust tip.
Yeah, on the very edges of the truck, by the way, which is very interesting.
Really cool, and they have the giant, tow hitch and the tow hooks in the back.
Yep.
So the other thing is, so they have new Fox shocks. They
Yes.
said the bigger bore.
Bigger and better.
Updated frame. So they took the current generation
that's
2015 frame and actually worked on it.
Yeah, it's already beefed up, so then they went from there and beefed it up even more.
Yeah, so they're very serious with this truck.
The
And then the
Raptor's
10-speed transmission. So
Yeah, they jump
Whoa.
from 6 to 10, and that's a big question. I mean, what about the stuff in between? But I guess we're gonna have to find that out at a later time. Guys, we're gonna have to get going because we know all of you have to go back to work, shut off your things, get into your cubby, and make sure that your boss didn't see you watching us. So I wanted to say thank you very much for joining us at TFL Truck, and hopefully we'll be seeing you guys very soon.
thank you guys.
Can I say something about the Titan?
Oh,
Factory gooseneck ball, factory brake controller. It's made for towing trailers.
Oh, I'm sorry, we kind of missed that.
Hey, surround view cameras.
Surround
yes.
view camera is really cool too.
Cruise control, adaptive cruise control.
Right, you can line up the camera on there.
You can check your brakes and
Guys,
your lights with a remote control.
When the automakers bring us out to the press events, we'll be able to figure all of this out, and we'll definitely show you guys. Okay, so thank you for the Fast Lane Truck. This is Nathan.
Andres Smirnoff.
Mr. Truck.
Adios.
Thanks.